I don't feel in love with him anymore. My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and I want to help you with this. This is not a one-issue topic. This is very broad. You know, you were in love with him, obviously, when you got married, before you got married, when you were courting, engaged, dating, all of that. What happened? Well, I'm going to share with you what usually happens. What usually happens is that people get married and they think that it's the end, that they have gotten married. And it's like, oh boy, let's get married. Let's have a nice wedding. Let's go on a beautiful honeymoon. Let's set up our apartment or our house. And then what? Oh, well, we have to get dishes. We have to get bedrooms set. Okay, then what? Well, here's the problem. With all of those things that you did, those were all on the material plane. Possessions, things to do. It's our material life. It's how we live. But you're a soul. You have a body. You don't say, my body is me. You have a mind, right? And this escapes the attention of most of us. We have a mind. We're not our mind. You know how I know? Because you can control your mind. How many times have you had a thought that you didn't like? You were going to say something. You had a thought to say something, but you didn't. You controlled it. Now, people would say, no, you just controlled your tongue. No, you controlled your mind, because it's the mind that controls the tongue. You are a soul. It's not a religious thing. I'm not knocking on your door selling you religion. You are a soul. It's just a fact. And you have a mind, and you have a body, and your soul is not material. How do I know? Because love is not material. You can't quantify love. You can't put it in a jar. You can't qualify love. You can't measure love. It's spiritual. Remember when you got married and there was that moment when you felt so much love? You felt it, but how do you recapture that? Because that's what we're talking about now. How do you recapture that? Well, here's what happens. Because we have a body and a mind, our bodies rule us until we take charge over our mind as a soul and start giving the orders. But because we don't, because you didn't, and we've lived more of a material life, not focused on developing the love and holding back the weird stuff that undermines our love, we fell into bad habits. It happens to almost everyone when you don't know about love and marriage. So what happens? There's killers in marriage. The biggest one, I call it overfamiliarity. Basically, it means you start taking each other for granted. You don't consider him. He doesn't consider you. You say what you want. You know, it's a big thing in our world, promoted by therapists and Western psychology, and it's incorrect that when you're in love and you're in a relationship, you get to say anything you want. Well, that's not considerate. The opposite is consideration. If you consider someone, if you love someone, you never want to hurt them. You don't want to tease them. You don't want to criticize them or find fault with them. You want to keep reminding them of how great they are. And you are the one person in your husband's life who has the power to do that. And what happens is You're inconsiderate, then he's inconsiderate. Then he's inconsiderate, then you're inconsiderate. It's a cycle. Which is why I named my first book my second book, Breaking the Cycle. At any rate, the point is, the material part of us that's concerned with day-to-day stuff has created this mud pile on top of the love. The love is always there because you're a soul and he's a soul. But it's covered in a layer of mud, bad behavior, bad thoughts, inconsideration. But all you have to do is sweep that mud away, and love is amazing. It shines through. So my approach to marriage is not to work on the bad stuff, because it's never ending. There's nothing but bad stuff in the world. My way is to work on the good stuff, and it pushes away the bad stuff. It's like that old, one of the old examples of, some spiritual story where there's darkness in the cave, and then someone strikes a match, and the darkness is all gone. The light dispels the darkness instantly. And that's what you need to work on. And the love will come back. It always does. It always does. At the Marriage Foundation, we interact with a lot of people over the past 20 years. And I'm telling you that when people follow the correct methodologies to improve their marriage, which how we do it is never working on the negative, but always on the positive, it always works. And it makes sense using that analogy of the light versus the darkness. Darkness doesn't stand a chance. So don't fall into the trap of thinking you're not in love anymore, that in love is a romantic flame, and it should be there, and it will be there if you work on the foundation. Get rid of the negative stuff by pouring in the light. I have a lot of videos. You can subscribe to this channel, and there's a lot of videos that'll help you. There's a lot of articles, a couple of books, courses, but this is an easy one. You don't know that it's easy, and I know that, but it is. From our point of view, we see it fixed all the time. So don't give up on this. Blessings to you, your husband, and your family. God bless and take care. Thank you.